Terry McLaurin's so-called friends exposed the details of his negotiations with the Commanders on Twitter. Why are teams being told that they cannot trade for McLaurin? And what's going on at practice on Friday that doesn't allow the cameras to be in attendance? Hello everyone and welcome back to the Full Command Show. My name is Grant Mitchell and we are here to talk about everything involving the Washington Commanders. Now lately, don't know if you've noticed, but Washington Commanders talks have really just been some Terry McLaurin talks. We got the bombshell last night that he had pushed the red button. He had officially declared a trade. I posted a video with my immediate reaction to that. Feel free to go check it out if you'd like. Before we get into what I have to say now and updates on the situation though, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button if you are just enjoying the drama or hating the drama of the McLaurin saga. If you want to support me, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support Commanders content, do hit that like button. It helps me out tremendously, helps me get out into the algorithms and push this video out. I also encourage you to hit the subscribe button as well. I'm coming out with at least one video every day. We had 3 yesterday. There's been a lot of 2-a-days lately. Doing everything I can to keep you guys up to date on what's going out at the practice field. What are the newest developments in the McLaurin saga and any other general updates. Again, hit the subscribe button. We are building a community here, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Also, as we go through here, please go to the comment section, leave me your thoughts on everything that I say. Keep in mind, some of this is my opinion, some of it is not, and I'm just telling you what reports are stating. But do go to the comment section. The point of having a community is that we interact with one another, and I will be responding to as many comments as I possibly can. Okay, so let's start off with this. Nicki Jhabvala, hope I'm pronouncing the last name correctly there, and Diana Russini, both of The Athletic, have reported that teams that called the Commanders about trading for Terry McLaurin were told that he is not available for trade. Now, I know that this was the case before Terry's trade request. I don't know if teams have called since that moment. It would surprise me because I believe the news hit at about 7 p.m., so I don't know if there were GMs up working late or if they were given some time for the situation to settle down a little bit. I'm sure we're going to hear more about that. I looked around and I just thought of teams that might be interested in trading for Terry. Some teams I came up with based on their cap space and their situation. The Pittsburgh Steelers would be a possibility in my mind only here. I'm just speculating. I think the Las Vegas Raiders might have some interest. The Tennessee Titans, trying to get Cam Ward as developed as they possibly can. It would make sense for the Green Bay Packers, although they don't typically do blockbuster trades, but they did just break their streak of not drafting a receiver in the first round. But does that also mean they don't have a need for a receiver? Those are some of the top teams that I came up with. The Packers are a good team. The Steelers are a good team. The Raiders are trying to do what the Commanders did last year, bring in new coaches, new culture, go from 0 to 100 basically with the team. And the Titans, similar to the Commanders, except they haven't made many huge overhauls. It's really just they got their young quarterback. But if I'm just looking at those teams right there, I've also seen interest from the Cleveland Browns, at least the Cleveland Browns fan base. But if I'm just judging based off of those teams, I have to remind Terry McLaurin, don't forget how miserable the first 5 years of your NFL career were. You had one good year last year, and now there's a possibility that if this trade request is granted, you're going to go back and spend the rest of your career playing for a horrible team with no chance of winning. But of course, that could be a moot point because the Commanders say that they will not be trading Terry McLaurin. And although he did request it, I view that more as his final throw of the cards. I don't think he has any other moves left to play. So yeah, let's go ahead and escalate this. Let's make it as serious as we can so I can prove to you that I'm serious about wanting to get my money. When I think about this though, what reason do the Commanders have to trade Terry McLaurin? I don't think the Commanders are Super Bowl favorites. I do think they can win a Super Bowl with McLaurin. I think they have no chance of winning one this year without him. The trade assets they would receive for him, probably not going to get a like-for-like replacement at receiver, so you would be ruining your championship window from that perspective, at least not championship window, championship hopes this year. Maybe you get some assets and you can build for the future, but we're acting as if Terry is out of a contract. He still has 1 year left on his deal, and then the Commanders have the opportunity to franchise tag him, One of those, they could put the non-exclusive franchise tag on him, which means that he is under the tag. He will play for what's estimated to be about $27 million next year. But if a team wants to sign him, they can, but they owe 2 first-round picks to the Commanders. I don't see why they would put him on the exclusive tag. It makes more sense to put him on the non-exclusive tag, because if you get another year of Terry for $27 million, that's a win. And if a team gives you 2 first-round picks for him, that is also a win. So there's really not much leverage for him at all in this situation. Again, outside of the Commanders not being able to win this year. But when I think about what he's asking for, which is significantly more than DK Metcalf money, according to Adam Schefter's report on the Pat McAfee show, that's 2 totally different situations. The Steelers had to overpay DK Metcalf because, maybe not had to, but they should have been comfortable overpaying for him because this is their all-in year. You've got Aaron Rodgers, who's probably going to retire after this year. With all of the strife that's been going on involving Mike Tomlin, maybe this is his final year of coaching. The Steelers have only had 3 coaches in the history of their franchise, which is still one of the most incredible sports stats to this day, but maybe this is his final year. You've got aging veterans on the defensive side of the ball. They are all in. So who cares if you overpay for DK Metcalf by a couple of million? This is the year. The Commanders have 10 plus years of contention with or without Terry McLaurin because they have Jaden Daniels. There is no reason for them to overpay for 1 year when they also have to protect the next 4 to 5 years. Now let's get into the juicy details of this. As I mentioned in the intro, Terry's supposed friends, and I can't confirm that they are. I've just seen a lot of big accounts saying that no, they are Terry's friends, so I'm going to roll with that. Not my report. But they hopped on Twitter and they spilled some of the details of the negotiations. Apparently, the Commanders have offered Terry McLaurin $25 million per year in his contract. They said that they talk to Terry every day, so they know that this is accurate information. And one of them said they need to bump that offer up to $32.5 million, which in my opinion means that that's what Terry is asking for. One of his friends, who also has deleted not only the tweets, but deleted their entire account, said, "Commanders fans, it's been real. Y'all will be missed." Doesn't sound like a resolution is going to happen anytime soon. I was thinking to myself this morning, what is the best way to get a deal done that works for both sides? I think Terry's ego is hurt because I think he was expecting a higher offer than the one he received from the Commanders. So because he believes they lowballed him, I believe he highballed the Commanders. And in a certain way, it's almost like the political world. And this is not a political conversation, but it feels like more and more people on each side of the party are pulling an imaginary rope tighter and tighter and tighter, and there's less agreement in the middle. That's what this contract negotiation feels like to me. Terry was expecting, in my eyes, let's just say Terry was expecting an offer of $28 million, but he got 25. So he was going to go for 30, but said, no, let's make it 32.5. So now we're pulling the rope tight. I do wonder if Terry is open to accepting $30 million. Could he go to the Commanders and say, I will take $29.9 million? And the reason I say that specific number is it's like the old trick at the gas station. This gas station's selling gas for $3 a gallon. This one's selling it for $2.99 and 9/10. Well, psychologically, your brain is programmed to notice the differences, and it's going to go for the one that is cheaper. Even if it's only 1/10 of a cent per gallon, it's seeing the difference in front of your eyes makes you more inclined to choose it. I wonder if the Commanders could take that number and say, okay, Terry wanted $30 million, but he has given us an indication he will come below that. Even though it's just under it, 0.1, is that $100,000? Maybe you could even do, so it's $29,999,999. Just the psychological aspect of, I'll come under $30 million. Does that mean the Commanders can counter with 27-28 and a deal gets agreed to there? I don't know. I've never negotiated a $30 million deal before. I do just wonder, what is the room for compromise here? Because let's be honest, Terry McLaurin's only chance of getting a lucrative long-term extension is with the Commanders. That's it. a team is not going to trade significant capital, whether that's draft picks in the future or players or both. They're not going to trade that and also guarantee this $33 million deal that Terry McLaurin wants to get him in his age 30 season. It will not happen. The Commanders, like I mentioned, they can't win a Super Bowl without Terry, but they're protecting their long-term future as well. So they could easily hold Terry, give him the tag next year, give him the tag the year after that if they want. If a deal does not get worked out, and if Terry does not show up to the team at all, doesn't play the entire year, does he think that he will hit the open market as a 31-year-old after having not played his entire age 30 season, and he will get a team that he has never played for to give him more than $30 million a year on a long-term deal? That will not happen. I will guarantee that right now. I'll look into my crystal ball and say that will not happen. So Terry's only hope of getting a deal, a long-term deal, is from the Commanders. And I don't know if he realizes that, and this is his final play, and he's desperate. I don't know if he's getting bad advice from his agent. I think it's definitely in the cards. I don't know if this is just his final roll of the dice. But we are at the most serious point of this entire situation. And honestly, I don't really see a resolution in sight. I think the only possible resolution is Terry plays this year with the Commanders. He either signs a deal or gets tagged, but I don't know when that's going to happen. And I do believe the Commanders don't feel obligated to trade him, because let's just say hypothetically the Commanders put out some phone calls across the league, say, hey, we're looking to trade Terry McLaurin. These other general managers, people in the front office, they're not dumb. They're following this whole situation. And they're thinking to themselves, this wasn't your decision. Terry is forcing his way out of town. He's throwing a stink about it. So, you know, we're going to lowball you because we know he is a problem for you and you need to get rid of him. So whatever Terry's value is in the trade market, is it a first-round pick? Is it a second and a fifth? Is it a player, two players? I don't know. But whatever that is, you are not going to get that offer from a team, especially considering that team is also going to have to guarantee his long-term deal for at least $30 million. It's just not going to happen. So Terry McLaurin, look, I still want you on the team. I think pretty much, I would say 95, 98% of Commanders fans still want you on the team, but there has to be a reasonable compromise here. DK Metcalf money is top 4 money in the entire NFL among receivers. You don't belong with those players. I love you, Terry. Don't make me talk bad about someone that I love, but you are not Jamar Chase. You're not Justin Jefferson. You're not CeeDee Lamb. There are guys making less than what you're asking for. A.J. Brown's making $27, $28 million a year. I think he's better than Terry. I think Nico Collins is certainly in the conversation for being better than Terry. He's at $24 million. T. Higgins, I think that's a conversation. He's at $28 million, and he's also 5 years younger than Terry. There just has to be a reasonable compromise here. So I love Terry, but my support is more with Adam Peters because I do believe that he's protecting the long-term future of the team. And with Jaden Daniels and with this coaching staff and this front office, I believe the Commanders will be contenders for years to come with or without Terry. I don't know why he would be so willing to throw a potential Super Bowl ring away for an extra $4 to $5 million a year. I know if he's at 32.5 and the Commanders are at 25, that's 7.5. Let's just say there's a mild movement from each side. You get like 27 from the Commanders, 31 from Terry. Now you're $4 million apart. Is $4 million over 3 years, $12 million obviously, is that worth throwing away a Super Bowl ring? Considering you're going to retire with career earnings of at least $150 million. It's already generational wealth for you and your family. You've taken care of everybody. You've competed. You went through the trials and tribulations of the horrible Commanders franchise for so long where they did nothing right. And you finally got to the light at the end of the tunnel and you would just walk away to a team for an extra $12 million. $12 million is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not. I just struggle to understand with the personality and the way that Terry's portrayed himself. I struggle to understand how that person matches these actions, which again is why I can't help but think is it his agent who's going about things the wrong way? I'm all for Terry getting his money. I want to make that clear. I'm all for Terry getting his money, what he thinks is fair value. But I would also point out, you are worth what you can negotiate. Sometimes that's more, sometimes that's less. And I do believe these negotiations will be Terry's last chance to get that lucrative long-term deal. Really not a whole lot to update you guys on from out at the practice field. It's a rainy day today. It rained incredibly hard for like 15 minutes yesterday. Seriously, some of the strongest rain I've ever seen. And then it just disappeared. And then I think it rained again overnight. It's pretty overcast out today. I'm looking out my window right now. So I think there's going to be some more rain. News cameras, not even news cameras, just cameras in general. Media members not allowed to record anything out at the practice field today because the Commanders are having a walkthrough. So we're finally getting some real game plan sort of installation stuff. Any updates, I'll make sure to put out videos updating you guys on that. If we get a Terry McLaurin news reveal, then you'll probably be getting another video later today. Otherwise, at the very least, we are going to continue giving you guys one video per day. So do me a favor, hit the like button if you did enjoy this. Go to the comment section again. Let me know what do you think are the next steps for this McLaurin contract negotiation. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos. And until the next one, I will catch you all very soon. Have a great day.